I know that I manifested him. I manifested his personality, very specific character traits. I manifested how he treats me, his views on the world, his goals in life, everything. I manifested everything about him. I literally wrote down things in my book that became true the exact way that I wrote them down. Hi friends, I'm Susie and I'm here to give you tough love, and love is today's topic because I'm going to talk about how I manifested my boyfriend, who is my dream man after only dating broke, toxic men in my past and only being in super toxic, abusive relationships. I think we have to start off by talking about manifestation in general. How does it work? Is it some type of magic, or does it have scientific background proving that it works? Manifestation, I Googled it for you and I have my notes here. And the Google definition is manifestation refers to bringing specific desires, goals, or outcomes into reality through focused thoughts, beliefs, and actions. The principle of the law of attraction suggests that positive and negative thoughts and energies attract corresponding experiences or circumstances into one's lives. So what does that mean? It means if you think something is possible, then it is possible. And if you are sure that you will receive something, you will receive it. So you attract the energy that you give out to the universe. That's how manifestation is defined by people. By manifesting, you are pretty much repeating affirmations to yourself until you truly believe it and you act on it. Because if you truly believe something, if you are sure that something will happen in a very specific way, then you will behave differently. Manifestation has nothing to do with others, but everything with you. So many people think manifestation is some type of manipulation, which it is not. Because when you're manifesting something, you are manipulating yourself to believe certain things, to behave in certain ways. The only manipulation goes to yourself and to your mind and your own thoughts, not to the behaviors or thoughts of other people. But you can, of course, influence other people in the way you behave without directly manipulating them. And that is manifestation. I will get deeper into this so everyone out here understands what manifestation is and how to do it right to really attract what you want to have and to receive what you want to receive. I think that manifestation is similar to religion. Because in a religion, you pray to a God and you pray that your wishes come true. And a lot of people experience those wishes coming true. And then they thank the Lord. They thank whatever God they believe in, whatever religion they're part of, they thank that God. And they think the God made it possible for them. And the same goes for manifestation. I think manifesting is a very spiritual thing to do, but you can, of course, also manifest if you are religious. You can pray to a God and at the same time manifest and send wishes to the universe. The thing is, when you're manifesting, you're not actually sending any wishes to the universe or to God. And you're not actually trying to convince the universe to give you things and to make things possible for you, but you're trying to convince yourself. You are convincing yourself to believe in yourself and to believe in goals and to believe that things are possible. And by doing that, you become way more confident. And that shows to other people. I think that the best example for this is a job interview. If you, for example, go to a job interview and you are sure that you will get the job, you are sure that you're overqualified, that those people will not only want to hire you, but they will pay you more than they actually wanted to pay you, because they will be so impressed by you. You will absolutely fascinate them. They want you. And you manifested that. You've told yourself for like 3 weeks straight, these people will love me. The CEO will absolutely hire me on the spot. They will love me. They will love my work. This will be the perfect company for me. You go in there and you just show these people your confidence. You don't even have to say anything. You don't have to say, or you should not say, oh, I'm so overqualified, I'm the best. You're just going in there and you're convinced that you will get this job and that those people will love you. Those people will probably end up loving you and they will be impressed by you, and the likelihood that you will get the job is way higher than when you go in there and you feel insecure. You're not sure if you're good enough. You're not sure if they will want you. You can say the exact same things in that interview. And in the first version where you manifested them hiring you and you're confident in yourself, they will be impressed by what you're saying. Versus in the second version where you're insecure, you're just not sure about yourself, you doubt that they like you and that you doubt that they will hire you, You say the exact same things as in version number 1. But the CEOs or the people who are interviewing you, they will not be impressed by you. They won't hire you probably because you're insecure, and they can tell. They can tell your energy and your aura. They can tell that you yourself don't even know if you're good enough for the job. So why would they hire you if you yourself aren't even sure that you can do it? You need to be sure of things. The thing is, manifestation helps you to become sure. Manifestation helps you to become confident and to trust yourself and to trust in certain things that you want and that you want to achieve, you want to have, because you're repeating something over and over again to yourself until you believe it. You can manifest absolutely anything. I know that I can manifest anything and everything for myself because I have done before. I have manifested extremely specific things, insanely specific things. I can't even go into details with this because it would be way too personal, but I will give you the biggest example of what I have manifested, which is my absolute dream man, my dream partner, who is my current boyfriend. We've been dating for over 2 years now, and I have manifested this man like crazy. And because of him, I even got into manifestation. It's a funny story because when I met him, I actually wasn't even sure that I wanted to date someone because I was really happy alone. That's important. I was happy alone. I was confident. I was loving my life. Then I met him and I thought, oh, Jesus Christ, I need to have this man. I need to have him. And then I started doing the typical Google searches. How can I make someone obsessed with me? How can I make sure someone wants to have me? And I got into manifestation, and it was one of the biggest blessings in my life, because when I got into manifestation, I manifested so many things for myself and they all became true. And the relationship that I manifested is better than I could have ever imagined, because you have to know that I got out of a super toxic relationship before that. And I have only ever been with really toxic men who were abusing me. So my faith in relationships was not very strong. I was extremely scared of relationships, but I knew that if I keep my standards high, a good man is waiting for me. I know that I manifested him. I manifested his personality, very specific character traits. I manifested how he treats me, his views on the world, his goals in life, everything. I manifested everything about him. I literally wrote down things in my book that became true the exact way that I wrote them down. I wrote things down that I wanted from him, behaviors that I wanted from him. And I sent that energy to him and I showed him, hey, I want this and that. I never said it, but I showed it through my energy. And that's what manifestation is and what it did for me. Because I did not only manifest that man, I actually manifested my own confidence, and I manifested my own boundaries, and I manifested me as a partner, me as a very different partner than I was before, because manifestation has nothing to do with the people around you, but it has everything to do with you. And I manifested to become the type of partner that I want to be in order to attract the type of partner that my boyfriend is. I made myself feel safe in being alone, in being with myself. I was very okay with being alone and by myself. And I had super clear boundaries. I never had that before. And I manifested a man that would respect all of these things. And by sending out that energy to my boyfriend, he behaved in the exact way that I wanted him to behave. So he received the energy that I sent out and he gave that energy back to me. When you manifest a certain thing and you repeat it to yourself over and over until you are very sure of it, of course other people will notice that. For example, if you manifest, my boyfriend is always going to, treat me like a gentleman. He's going to notice that because you send it out to him, because you make comments on it, because you behave in certain ways that he will pick up on and behave in the ways that you want him to behave in. So he's just picking up the energy that you're giving to him. The biggest point where manifestation helped me in this journey, in meeting my current boyfriend and my future husband, I'm totally sure of that, is that I did not allow any negative thoughts. And you can never allow negative manifestations, by the way. Never. You always just manifest positive things. There is no room for negativity. You're always just twisting and turning things until they are positive. For example, when I had doubts, because I of course had jealousy issues, or I was insecure because my ex-boyfriend had cheated on me multiple times and he was always with other women behind my back, and I was really paranoid. I was not paranoid. I knew what was happening, but I was just not ready to leave. Different topic. We will talk about that in another video. But of course, I had some trauma from that, and I did not want to bring that into the new relationship. That would not have been fair. And as I said, I manifested myself to be a different partner, to be a different person, to be a person of confidence, to be a person who knows their worth. So I still remember my boyfriend and me when we had our first date, and then the next day we had the second date, and then that was a weekend, and the following weekend he was at a party in a different city, like 2 to 3 hours away. It was a birthday party of a friend of his. All fine and well. Of course, there were women there, of course, and I'm not the type of person who's like, you can't hang out with women or anything like that. But in that moment, I was insecure because we were not exclusive. We had just met, but I was so in love with this man. I had fallen so deeply for him, and I wanted him to have fallen for me too in the same way. And I wanted him to be loyal to me, even though we were not even like talking about dating. We had just had 2 dates. We were just getting to know each other, but I wanted him to have me in his head. I wanted to be in his head 24/7. When any other woman would talk to him, I wanted him to think of me. And instead of being worried, I did not allow myself to be worried. I made positive affirmations. I made positive manifestations. I wrote down in my manifestation book, when he's at that party and another woman speaks to him and tries flirting with him, he will think of me. He will tell her, hey, no, I have someone who I'm currently getting to know, who I'm currently dating. I'm not interested. He's a very polite man. He would never just be impolite. And that was exactly what happened, because I don't want to go into detail because I don't want to talk about his life too much. But there was at least one woman who was trying to really flirt with him, and he declined. He declined and he said no, because I have a girl waiting at home who I'm currently getting to know. And he broke off any contact with women who he knew wanted something from him, who he knew were interested in him, because he wanted me. Because he got that sense and that energy from me, that I was so sure of myself and I knew my worth, and that I knew what effect I had on him, that he was obsessed with me. Because he was like, when he met up with me, he never felt insecurity from my side. In the dating process, I did never let him know that I was the slightest bit insecure. I was the most confident person ever. I still am a super confident person. That didn't change. But of course, after 2 years of dating, you also let the other person know insecurities and you talk about things like that. But back then, I did not let him know. He just got the impression I was extremely confident. I knew my worth. I knew what I could offer to him, and I wanted him to offer me the same or even more. Well, and he did. I would, for example, manifest when he was at that party. He would normally always text me at like 11 at night when he went to bed. And even when he was up longer, he would not text me after that time. He would always just text me and then put his phone away. And in that night, like on that evening, I manifested that he will text me when he goes to sleep. And he normally didn't do that. He never texted me later than like 11 at night. He texted me at 3 a.m. when he went home from that party. And he texted me and said he hoped that I had a good evening too, and that he was looking forward to see me again soon, and that the party was very fun. And I was like, well, I manifested that. I manifested extremely specific character traits in him. I had a checklist. I manifested that this man loves to do this, and that. This man values this, and that. He has those views on his future. He wants this and that from me. I was super specific. For example, I manifested that we will move in together very soon after we met. So we moved in together, I think not even a year after we met, we already moved in together. I manifested that we will have a dog together. We will have a little family, and well, we have a dog. We have had the dog for almost a year. We've had him for almost a year now, because he's 1 year old and we got him at 8 weeks. Cute. We've had our baby for a year. That's amazing. I also manifested that he's not a broke guy. I would never date a broke guy. Never in my life. I manifested that he has big goals, that he has big dreams, that he's not scared to actually work hard. He's not scared of challenges, and that's exactly what he is. He's a very hardworking man. He's extremely intelligent. He is charismatic. He's also the opposite of me sometimes. He's very, very organized, and I have an ADHD brain. I literally do. I have ADHD, so you can imagine what that looks like in our daily lives. And when I had him, when we were dating officially, I still didn't stop manifesting because I wanted to manifest a few more character traits. I wanted to manifest things that I wanted from him in the future. So, for example, I always wanted a man who could lead. I'm a woman who always feels like she needs to be strong, or I always used to feel like I needed to be strong because I always had toxic, abusive men. They were not in any male energy. They were just toxic and abusive. And I always had the feeling that I needed to be strong and I needed to take care of myself, and I had to do everything by myself. So it was not a female energy. It was not feminine at all. And I wanted a man who could lead me. And I wanted a man who could give me that security and that male energy. But I was also scared of it because I had never experienced that before, only with my father and my mom. But I had never experienced it in my life before. And I manifested that in him because in the beginning, I was, as I said, the super confident woman, the businesswoman, the woman with the big goals, the woman who had her own business at 21, because we met, was I 21, 22? I don't even remember. I think I was 22. No, I was 21, I think, and he was 22. All of these things. But I wanted to be different in a long-term relationship. I wanted to be able to let go and to give him some more power, not power over me, not power that he could abuse, but I wanted him to be in a male energy. So I manifested that, and by doing that, I just made myself feel more confident and more secure in the thought of giving him more power, not taking control over everything, but giving control to him. I manifested that for myself, and he, of course, felt that in the way I started behaving and I started speaking, because I just wanted a manly man by my side. And he had those characteristics. I felt that when we started getting to know each other, and already on our first date, I knew that this was a man who I could trust. This was a man who I could let go around, who I could give some control and power to, because he was not going to abuse it. He was going to use it to make our lives better, and I could go into a more feminine role because I wanted that for myself. For once in my life, I did not want to be the person who had to be strong and who had to take care of everything. I did not want to be his mom. I did not want to be the person who took care of everything. I just wanted to let go. And that was one of the biggest things that I manifested, a man who I can let go around, a man who I can give control to, and who I can trust to make decisions for me, and who I can trust that he wants the best for me and that he wants to provide for me, but not in a financial way, because I don't need a financial provider at all. He still does, by the way, but that's definitely not what I need. I never needed that. I wanted a man who provides for me in an emotional way, and I wanted a man who provides safety for me, who provides stability for me. I needed a man who has stability in his life. I was so sick and tired of people who were so unstable, and I always had to take care of them. And I manifested that. And then I met this man, and it was such a coincidence. It was just the universe. Honestly, it was the universe, because I worked in the gym that he trained in, and I only worked there part-time because around that time, I already had my business, but I was still doing a part-time side hustle job next to it, just to have more money and to be more stable. And I quit after not even a year after we met, because I had relatively freshly started there. And then we met, and I had just gone through the breakup with my ex-boyfriend. I think it was only 2 months after I broke up with my ex-boyfriend that I met my new boyfriend. Many people would say it was too quick, but it was not, because I was done with that relationship 2 years before I broke up with him. So it was definitely not too quick, but that's a completely different topic. But I didn't even plan on working in this gym, not in this specific gym. I wanted to work in this company, but at a different location. I wanted to work in my hometown, but they said they didn't really need anyone in my hometown, but they wanted me, and they wanted me in one of the bigger gyms because there was more work to do there, and there were more clients there, and they wanted me because I'm a bodybuilding and fitness coach and trainer. They wanted me there because they could benefit from me more there, and I had to drive 30 minutes every day there and 30 minutes back, and I was like, okay. But then I said yes because it was more fun because there were more people. I would have been bored in my hometown. And that's how I met him. Because if I had not been asked to work in the bigger location, I would have never met him. And if I would not have broken up with my ex-boyfriend, I would have not acted on it when I saw that beautiful man coming into the gym. There were so many coincidences. And if I would not have been ready mentally, if I would not have been in the place that I was in, and if I would have not taken all those steps that I did to heal, I would have not been ready to meet anyone new. And it's absolutely crazy that there was so many coincidences. The funny thing is, I actually swiped him away, like I declined him on Tinder like 2 weeks prior. But I must say that as I said, I was not looking for anything serious. I was just having fun on Tinder. I didn't even want to meet up with anyone. And he seemed like he wanted something serious. And I was like, no, I can't be in a relationship right now. I need to be alone. So then I saw this man in the gym. Like I saw him like 10 times every time I worked, and he came to the gym. I was like, oh my God, he's so beautiful, because he's a stunning man. When he used his little chip, then I would see his name on the gym screen. And I would look at the name, and then I would search him up on Instagram, and I would shoot him a message. Because if I would not have done that, we probably would not have started dating, because he did say that he always found me attractive, but he was there to train. You know, I worked there. We didn't see each other often, and he didn't focus so much on the things around him because he was there to train. I was there to work. I often had free times, and I saw him a lot, and I was like, he's stunning. And then I shot him a really bright smile when he left, and he said later that in that second he knew that there would be something going on between us when I smiled at him. And then I shot him an Instagram DM. I slid it into his DM. And the thing is, I only did that because a colleague of mine hyped me up, because I was way too cowardly. And she was like, you think that man is beautiful and you think he has a magnetic aura around him, you need to text him. You need to do the first step this time, because maybe you're missing out on something great if you don't do it. And then I did it, and one thing led to another, and now we've been dating for over 2 years, and I am still sure that I manifested him. I manifested the life that we have together, and I manifested so many different things, so many things about my career and about myself, about my health, about my family, about money. But especially, I manifested my man, and I couldn't be more grateful. And I know that he was sent to me by the universe. He sends me the energy that I sent him. He's perfect for me, and you can manifest your man too. And I will give you a quick step-by-step guide on how I manifested my man. I had a manifestation book, I had a manifestation pen, and a manifestation candle. You can have a different routine, but that was just my routine. And I had a specific book, a specific pen, a specific candle, and I would always manifest at night. It was one of the last things that I did before going to bed. I would light the candle, I would turn on some music. I had a manifestation playlist on Spotify, and I used my pen. I wrote the date, and then I wrote at least 5 things that I manifested. And I always wrote, let's give my boyfriend a fake name. Let's call him Brandon. I wrote, Brandon is obsessed with me. He dreams of me tonight. I wrote, Brandon is attracted by my aura, and he wants to get to know me, and he wants to provide for me, and he sees that I can be the woman he wants to marry one day. But at the same time, I also manifested things for myself. So not only my boyfriend has this and that characteristic, or he will do this and that, but I also manifested I will do specific things, and I will feel specific things. And I always manifested that if anything happens with this man that does not make me happy, I will feel secure in myself. I will feel secure enough to leave without any looking back, that I will leave without any issues, that I will leave without any drama, that I will just get up, cut him off, and leave. And those 2 things, manifesting the man that I wanted and manifesting a lot of strength and confidence in myself, those were the 2 things that really worked for me. But if you don't have a specific person to manifest, if you don't have a crush on someone, sit down and manifest, my future husband treats me like this and that. He does this and that for me. For example, my future husband provides for me financially. My future husband buys me a car when our first child is boring. I don't know. My future husband is kind. My future husband loves me more than anything. Manifest those things. You don't have to have a specific person in mind. And then I would always, when I was done, I would read through all of them and just repeat it in my head. And then I would close the book, blow out the candle, and then go to bed and not really stress myself after that. That was my last task for the day, and I did it every single day. It was a to-do. And I always felt better after it. And now, right now, my manifestation routine is different, for example, because I work a lot with visualization, a lot more than I used to. And I manifest in the mornings because it doesn't matter. I get up before my boyfriend gets up. I get up before my dog gets up, and I have a little time for myself in the morning. And then I sit down here. I have my manifestation book here, and I manifest 5 points every single day about career and about private stuff. And I visualize a lot of things when I go to bed at night. I visualize things that I have not achieved yet. I visualize my life in 10 years, very specific situations. And that helps me a lot because it makes things more possible in my mind. Things seem more reachable. Things are not so unrealistic for me anymore if I think about them every single night. So that was my manifestation journey and my manifestation guide and how I manifested the man of my dreams. And I hope you will do the same, because I recommend manifesting so greatly to everyone. And I also read a book back then. It's called Manifest by, I can't remember the name of the author, but I will have a look. I will Google it for you. Roxy Nafuzi is her name. And there are 2 parts, Manifest and Manifest Dive Deeper. It's an amazing book. It really helped me to understand what manifesting is and how it works, and that there is a scientific background, that there are facts that show that manifesting really helps you alter your brain. So give it a try. Very big book recommendation, and I hope I inspired you to manifest, and I hope I inspired you to believe that everything is possible for you. And now I hope you have the best day, the best life. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Tough Love by Susie, and you will hear from me again very soon on this channel. Bye.